Most creators, we don't burn out because we're working too hard. I think we burn out because we're trying to work on way too many things at once. For me, I was literally doing everything like YouTube. I was trying to do reels, carousels, and all platforms at once. I was doing everything from scratch every single week. So I just ended up feeling exhausted. I felt like I was not even having views or results on social media, and the content I was putting out there didn't even feel aligned, it didn't feel like me. And so what I did is that I stripped it all down to two things. And from that moment, everything changed. And so first, why should you listen to me? My name is Lara, and I have made my first $3,000 on School, creating a program that I sold up to $1,000 from scratch without any experience in the business world. And so now I help creators get their first paying clients on School, Instagram, YouTube. And so I've actually been in the trenches of this. I'm not just like talking about it. I'm also building in public, so I document every single thing that I do, including what isn't working. And the content system that I'm about to show you here is actually what I use every single week right now. And so the idea is that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these two things are and why everything else that you're doing right now can wait. And so you'll understand why doing more is actually what is keeping you inconsistent right now. And so you'll see the exact weekly system that I use to stay active across multiple platforms in just about 3 hours. And so what I'm going to share with you in this video is first, what was it like before I built these systems and how chaotic my content life was? Then the moment I decided to simplify everything and what I needed to say no to in order to get there. And then the two things. So the first one is the systems, and I'm going to share what this actually means and what my system actually looked like step by step. And the second thing is simplicity. And this is just about like why doing less is basically the whole strategy. And I'm also going to share what Mondays actually feel like now versus what it was like before. And so before, I was in two different phases, one that felt really overwhelming and the other one that felt really frustrating. And so the first one was just to do everything separately. So I would be posting on YouTube, I would be creating reels and carousels for Instagram, I would be posting native content on Facebook as well. And I was constantly creating. So I was starting from scratch every single week. I was not really repurposing, and I was not connecting the content in between themselves. So I was feeling really burnt out, and like it was just taking so much time, like maybe 10, 15, 20 hours per week to create all of this. And I was not even really seeing results. And the second phase was that I was basically focusing on YouTube and just repurposing my YouTube content. So just trimming out some parts and repurposing this to short form. And so that was much faster. But the problem with this was that my feed was actually looking like a YouTube. Like we could tell that it was not made specifically for Instagram. And so I even felt disconnected from this. And none of the ways were actually working for me, like what I tried. And so I couldn't even find time to even check analytics. So I came to a decision to actually make things simple. I realized that I had to say no to certain things. I wanted to add some more things like email marketing or ads. I just realized that I had to just narrow it down and to accept that, yes, I'm just going to post once on YouTube, even if I want more data from what I'm doing, that I'm not going to do email, even though that's the best traffic source for a lot of businesses and stuff. I just was feeling so behind, and making that decision felt really scary to me. But that really comes from the conviction that if you try to do everything at once, you're just going to burn out, you're just going to fail at all of it. And you also need to build the belief in yourself that you are a consistent person, and you can't do that if you have way too much on your plate, basically. I've decided to keep this thing of where if I post a reel on one platform, I'm going to post to another platform, because that's just being smart. Focus, in my opinion, doesn't mean one platform. Like you don't have to pick one single platform, but it just means like having a system where like you have all your tasks, and doing something will help another thing. And so you're building something that you can repeatedly do that helps you being consistent and literally say no to everything that's not this every single week. Cool, so let me just show you what my Monday actually looks like. So what I do sometimes at the beginning, sometimes at the end of the day, is to engage in my own community. So I have a school community. This is where my whole business is. Yes, so what I do is I just look at the messages, I look at the notifications, I reply to them, and I also give some love to other partnered communities where I will post and I will engage, and they're doing the same for me. So that's really helpful at the beginning. And if you are on any other platforms, that can really be useful to partner up with some people who you really feel inspired from, right? You want to feel aligned with these people, not just force yourself. Like these people, I think, are so amazing, and I love engaging with their content because they really inspire me. And so by doing this, we're just helping each other grow, and that can be really useful at the beginning and even as you're growing. So that's definitely something I would recommend doing. And so once I've done this, I will do Instagram stories. So I'm doing this every single day. And I think it's really important to do it often in a way that you connect with people and that you just share what you're doing, share what's your vision, share what's your story. And the world really needs this right now. And especially, like, I love doing it in a spontaneous way without scripting it or trying to make it perfect, whatever, just showing up and creating engagements and relationships with people. Then I will create my YouTube video for the week. So I have a YouTube workflow that I'm using here that I got from someone else that's really useful. And I also made it my own. And so for Claude artifacts, it's amazing because you can really customize it to your liking. And so as you can see, we can choose like whether we want to create a YouTube video from a topic that I'm just talking about, something I've just been through yesterday and I want to talk about it, or from a social content piece that actually performed well and that I want to expand into a long form content. Then I just ramble answering question. So basically it will generate a title based on the transcript that I get from the ramble and also from a YouTube title formula bank that's proven to work on YouTube. Then we resurface the gold that sits between our ears, and then it scripts the whole thing, and then you finalize it. And so even for now, if you look at it, like this is the script. I've been doing this video. I've just been like reading and, and that for me is doing it in an authentic way, in an aligned way, where I'm not reading everything, but I have my bullet points here. I feel connected to my message because this is based on what I've said about this, what happened for me, what I'm interested in this week. And then the idea is to record your video and then to edit it in a very light way. So this is what I'm doing for YouTube. I also this is what I do on Mondays. I have a Monday content generator, which I created. And the idea is that I answer these 6 questions in my own voice, and that it will create content for my community, for the other 4 communities that I'm in. So 3 posts per week. For my Instagram content, carousels, single posts, reels. And all I have to do is just answer these 6 questions. So you can see one real thing that happened this week, how you're actually actively building or working on right now. If you want to get this artifact, if you want to get this Monday content generator, you can grab it down below right now, and you can even customize it to your liking. Yes, this is what I do on Mondays. And as you can see, like, it created my YouTube content. It created my whole content for social media platforms, and that's under 2 hours. So this is literally what I mean by systems. It just means like you don't have to do each thing separately, and you can have a tool that helps, especially with AI now, it's easier and easier. You don't have like to do things one by one. You can literally build a system that gets everything done so that you basically repurpose each thing to another, but you really make it tailored to the platform or to the audience you're talking to. What does alignment really mean to me personally when I build content and when I feel good about it versus when I don't, is that the old way that I was doing things is that I was trying to find a title or a thumbnail that was performing well. And then I was trying to use AI to script it. And then I would just read it and just like use it scripted. And I would feel so disconnected from what I was saying because I was so thinking a lot about the way I come across. And so I was basically in performance mode instead of really feeling connecting with my message. Sometimes I was not even understanding anymore what I was saying because I would read what ChatGPT was saying, and the thoughts were not even from me. So yeah, I was just not really in the right energy for like creating what I was doing. And the problem is that you can really feel like disconnected content, like people who are disconnected from their message. You can really feel it. Yeah, like when you're just like trying to assess every single word that you're saying instead of just trying to get your point across. And now what has changed and what is amazing is that every piece of content starts from something that I feel connected about. Then I'm going to do the work and find the right title and thumbnail so that I can perform the best way, and same for other platforms. But it just comes from me feeling really connected to the message, and it's just an extension of what I'm already feeling. And so even if I look in a couple of years at my content today, I'm going to be like, yes, I remember. You can tell when someone is just sharing something they're going through because they have this passion, they have this spark in their eye. And so the 6 questions, so from just like thinking, how am I feeling this week? Then the 6 questions include what happened, what I'm building, how I'm feeling. And then if I post something Tuesday, like today, it's really be about what I'm feeling today, not what I felt last week or what I felt 2 weeks ago or where I was at a year ago. I'm really sharing what I'm going through right now. And that is when I can have the best energy for people and for people who give me their time. And so it's almost like a journal, right? Like the conversations that come back are from people in this same exact moment. And that's what I love about it, is like the work that you do creating content and the work that you do even having conversations with even maybe potential clients or potential collaborators or other people online. The conversations are going to be different because you're in a different energy. And so now what has truly changed is that I actually feel really excited when I start working, and even creating content feels exciting. Even though, we're growing at our own pace, and it might take some time to, get the right people. It can take time, especially on YouTube, to get people to watch our long form videos and stuff. But the process, even just the process of, recording a 15 minutes voice note about something that I'm going through, and then having a simple system that can help me get the best results in terms of the market, the platform, or wherever I'm building online, it just feels so much better than just like having a script and trying to read it and feeling so disconnected. What's the purpose, right? Yeah, I truly believe that consistency, like feeling consistent in what you do and believing that you're the kind of person who succeeds through consistency, is just not about like whether you choose it or not. It's not about whether you very disciplined, right? It's just about like not having too much on your plate. It's just, like once you have a couple of things that you're going to enjoy to do, it's so much easier to be consistent. And also I believe that enjoyment really comes from feeling aligned and in tune and connected with the message that you're coming across, so that you can connect with people. When these things are in place, then you don't feel like you have to force yourself to create content. You don't feel like you have to, things really start getting fun, and you can just like express yourself in a fun way, in the nice way. So not only you will enjoy creating content and working, you will feel excited about it, but also people will feel it, and you're probably going to be way more successful through this. And so, yes, the only 2 things that for me have changed everything were simplicity, how to narrow down to what really matters, and then having systems in place so that I don't have to recreate everything from scratch every single week. And as I said, if you want to use the actual artifact that I used, the Monday content generator, it is linked below, and you can answer these 6 questions every week, and it will create everything for you. And you can also customize it to make it like you want it to be based on your specific community or social media content creation process. And just drop a comment below. Let me know, like, what do you feel you're missing? Do you feel maybe you need more systems in place, or do you feel like you need to focus a bit more and keep things simple? And if this helped, feel free to share this with a creator friend who might be burning out, or who knows. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.